Welcome back, guys. It's obviously the middle of winter here in Michigan. We just had another Corvette Z06 dropped off. This is a 2025 convertible. This one is for a client in South Dakota. That's right, all the way across the country, South Dakota. Customer bought the car in Wisconsin, had it drop shipped to us, and we're gonna do something a little different on this one. Not only are we going to do the label exhaust, which you guys have heard, which is really gonna wake this car up, get rid of those boring silver tips, but we're gonna do a complete Z07 Aero package. So this customer wanted to do a little something different. He bought a car, a spec that he liked, but he wanted to add some carbon goodies. I had the opportunity to pick up a complete kit direct from GM, including the wheels, tires, Sport Cup 2s, and we're gonna put the label exhaust on it, possibly lower it a little bit with the carbon wheels. We have some issues with the way that the fitment looks, but we're gonna tint the windows. Justin's gonna throw PPF on the entire car and maybe a couple other goodies mixed in there, like some carbon ceramics from Triton Motorsports, the same ones that you saw on the SEMA build. So we're excited to get this car in the shop and get working on it for our client in South Dakota, and we'll bring you guys along the process of fitting that factory kit to this car. Saturday morning, I decided to come in early and try to get some work done on our white Z06 that is going to be going to South Dakota. Now, when I introed this video, I told you guys what we would be doing would be installing a factory Z07 kit on this vehicle. The client did like the looks of the Z07. He wanted a particular spec, which he was able to find, had it drop shipped to us, and now we're going to take apart this entire car and fit it with the Z07 kit. Now, one of the challenges, and I know some aftermarket companies do make aftermarket canards, but is to mount these canards in the correct location. So if there's no binding along this lip, that front edge of the canard actually snaps in right here and there's a fastener. So it kind of guides your alignment up the side. So we've got some templates for that we're going to use, and also get these wheels and tires off. As we've got this car prepped, Justin already applied PPF to about 90% of the car. Today I'm just gonna start breaking things down and getting the car prepped to fit all of the carbon goodies too. As I started taking apart this bumper, I thought it'd bring some light to some of the fitment issues we see with these cars. Now, a lot of times on the rear bumpers, you'll see these lines here. We're really particular with these on our wide bodies. So this is the factory line before everything is taken apart. You can see right here, there's a little step down. This lines up okay, not the best. But if we walk to the other side, I'm going to show you what that looks like. So as a reminder, this is a brand new car, direct from GM, direct from the dealer. And this type of fender to bumper fitment passes QC. This is something that, like, if this was on our wide body, we would be severely upset with it and embarrassed. But one of those standards that nowadays people overlook a lot. So these are just things while we're going through the process of a project that what we'll do here is when we take this bumper off, fit the exhaust, I'll get Justin over and we'll start to shim things up and try to correct this really ugly gap here because it's just really poor fit and finish. Other vehicles have that as well. It's not just a General Motors thing, but we tend to see this a lot on these rear bumpers, and I thought it would be just something that I could show you guys up close. I mean, it's a significant difference, and we're seeing them more and more on the newer ones. I don't know if they're trying to get them through the line quicker, but again, not acceptable here at Label, but certainly something we can address while the car is here getting built. All right, so as I wrap up the front and rear bumper removal and kind of prepping everything for what we're going to be doing underneath the car, which is we're going to pull off the stock tips, pull off the stock exhaust, get rid of this heavy piece, and get our free-flowing Label exhaust in there, obviously saving also 45 pounds over this heavy stock unit. But we also have some other goodies that we haven't talked about that are going on the car. Now, we're also going to lower the car. We're using the Paragon front collars to utilize the front lift, make sure we have no issues there, lower the car. And we are also going to be fitting the first set of Triton Motorsports carbon ceramic brakes fitted to the car. So I'm very excited. This customer saw the ceramic brakes get installed on our SEMA car, and he said, I've got to have them on my project. So we're going to get those over from our guys at Triton, fit them to the car, get the braking taken care of. I gotta think, and actually maybe now just talking through it, maybe we should weigh everything, the stock wheels and tires, the stock brakes, the stock exhaust, and actually see how much weight savings we've done, or we've saved on this project. I'm not sure many people have done that, but we can do it side by side and see actually how much weight that we saved off of the car for the client. So as we work to the back of the car, I took the exhaust off earlier. And like we talked about previously, I wanted to do some weighing of the stock parts we took off and then compare them to the components that we're putting on. The first piece that we're going to weigh is going to be the stock exhaust. So we set this bench here just as the platform, cleared out our scale. So it shows 0 with the platform attached. And then this will show us the true weight of the factory system we took off. 61.2 pounds. So while the Z06 is the performance variant, 61 pounds from an exhaust is pretty heavy. Now, for our exhaust, we obviously have a much smaller piece, titanium, and there's 3 total components to it. The first is going to be our center section, and then our 2 connection pipes. Which totals 11.4 pounds. So 62 and 11, over 50-pound difference in weight savings just in the exhaust system. That's a significant change over the factory. I think when we factor in the rotors going to carbon ceramic It's going to be a pretty spectacular number. I don't know if anybody's done this compiled weight savings on 3 components like this, major components, but I think it's going to be significant and give the client a big advantage when it comes down to taking the car to the track and enjoying it. So I'm going to put this exhaust on this morning, get everything buttoned up, get everything hung, and then probably start working back on the body components, reassembly of our front bumper, get that on today, button up the front end, and then start working on disassembling the brakes while we wait for them to arrive from Triton. All right guys, so we're getting ready to obviously make our cuts in our front bumper to fit our Z07 canards. This is also how we fit our canards on the wide bodies. Justin already created a template for us. This is based off the Z07 actual factory fitment. We've took some dimensions on those. We realized they're 3 different sizes. So we've got a couple different tools. I'm gonna drill some pilot holes first, then I'll come back through with our Dremel to clean those up, and then we'll start test fitting. That's it. So those are our pilot holes. Hopefully they're in the right place because there's no going back from here. Right now, I'm going to start working with the Dremel to clear these out a little bit, and then we'll start our fitting. All right, so we've got our rough cuts done right now. Since Justin made this template, he's gonna come in here and cut back around some of the painted edges here just to clean it up nice. And then we'll bring our canard over, test fit it, make sure we're good to go, and then we can move on to the other side. So I've got my factory front canards for the Z07, and Justin got the edges cleaned up for us, and now we're gonna test fit and see if we hit the right spot. Perfect, I like this one. This is obviously before we put our retaining clips in the back. We have to install the front splitter first, and then this tab actually pops in through the front splitter, and then it locks all of them together. So we know this side looks great. Let's check the other side. Perfect. No slop, sit in there the way they should. Like I said, the retaining clips hold them right in place, and these are uniform from driver to passenger side, just off the Z07 template itself. So really happy with how these turned out. We're gonna slip the front splitter on and then get these on permanently and be able to put our carbon garnishments on the grille and then slip it back on the car. All right guys, so we have our white Z06 back down on the ground. We have our exhaust installed. We haven't fit the tips yet, obviously, because we're still working on the rear bumper. We've got the holes filled from the factory low spoiler And today what I'm gonna do is I am going to cut our holes for our Z07 wing uprights. Same uprights in billet mounts that we used on the Z06 wide body that you guys saw at SEMA. We have our own made out of billet aluminum. We also have all of the factory hardware, bracketry, and bolts and nuts that we need, along with our Z07 rear wing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drill some larger pilot holes here, and then I'm gonna go back in with my Dremel, clean them up, and we'll start to fit our bracket in there, and then also at the end, drill our last 2 holes to mount our bracket to our bumper cover. After we're all set with that, then we're gonna move ahead and reassemble the rear bumper, and we also are gonna fit this car with the new clear taillights, which I think are really gonna look good on the white body color. And also, the client just pulled the trigger last week on a set of label LM 101s that are really gonna be nice and gonna complete this build when we're finished. So I'm excited to see this car all come together. Still have a couple months before spring, but I'm gonna get this wing going right now and hopefully get everything put back on the car today and keep this project going ahead. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Now what we'll do is we'll do a little fine tuning in here after we pull the tape back, but we really rely on Justin's expert templating skills to make sure that we are not making any irreparable mistakes, but I feel pretty good about that one. And based on the SEMA car, these were aligned perfectly. So I'm gonna work on this other side and get this one cut. So I know one of the questions sometimes we get is why wouldn't you use just a mini saw or a multi-tool or something to cut that hole out around your lines? I'm so particular that what works best for me is I drill the pilot holes and be very conservative with them, and then I'm much better with a multi-tool to go in and shape. So not only does it allow me to take away larger amounts of material, but it also allows me to shape it while I'm doing that. And then the final version of this will actually hand file this so it looks as OE as possible. That's just the method that works best for me. And also it allows me to be on the conservative side, especially dealing with a finished painted part. We don't want to go too far because there is no going back. So now that I'm happy with these, we'll start to fit our brackets and then get our pilot holes drilled for the mounting pieces. All right, so we've got these all cleaned up, just wiped it down a little bit. And just to show you guys how these are gonna slide in, just like that. And then we have our tapped 6 mil holes here where we're gonna run our 10 mils in that will fasten this down. So now we're just gonna clean this up, buff it, polish it, make sure everything looks good before we final install. But overall, very happy with how these fit. They both just pop right in just like the factory pieces do. They give us a little room for an adjustment there if we need to. And OEM+. All right, so we're just prepping. We're gonna drill our holes for our Z07 wing brackets from the factory. A little interesting thing that I found is on the previous years, they had 2 fasteners that went through this bottom bracket. On the new ones, they only have 1. So they must have made some revisions at the factory and deemed those not necessary. These are the ones that give the majority of the strength to the bracket anyways. So I don't think that's a big deal, but I'm just gonna drill these holes and get this bracket mounted. All right guys, so we are back on our Z06 Z07 package that we're building with our exhaust and waiting for some wheels to show up and lowered carbon ceramics. A lot of really cool things happening. We're catching back up with the other day you saw us drilling the holes and getting our Z07 mounts installed. We do have those installed. We use a special epoxy stud that really provides more bite than the factory rivets do, which are small little pads like this. That's worked successfully for us. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get our stainless washers and lock nuts in place, and then once that's all in place, I'm going to grab our rear bumper, which I've reassembled, has our clear taillights on it, along with our upright mounts. Fit that to the car, make sure everything is good, and then we'll lock in our uprights and then install our Z07 rear wing. And there we go. These are super rigid mounts, amazing. I can pull on these with my force. They don't even really flex. So really happy with the rigidity, considering this was a non-Z07 car. Just getting these fit properly and making sure that we have the strength that is needed for the rear wing and the Aero behind the rear wing. So I'm gonna work on getting the bumper fit now and see if we can't get that rear wing on there without an issue. All right, so we have our wing upright mounts in place. Everything's locked in, looks great. I'm going to now fit the Z07 rear wing and make sure everything is good to go there. I do have the hardware for that, and we'll get that mounted and hopefully everything aligns perfectly. All right guys, so other than me torquing down the wing upright bolts, this is pretty much it. Obviously I've got to put all the fasteners back on to attach the rear bumper properly, and then also get our label titanium tips installed. But overall, really happy with how this turned out. This thing is just as rigid as the factory, if not more rigid. Fits great, got no complaints. So I think the client's really gonna like this once it's complete, and we'll keep moving on with the project. Look forward to showing you guys what these wheels look like too, once this thing is all done. So obviously here, springtime in Michigan, we start to get all of our wheel shipments in. We've got a lot of projects getting buttoned up. And this set of LM101s is going on one of our Z07 projects. I already have one on the machine over here. I'll show you guys what this looks like. So this client went for a satin finish on our center, and we did the brush clear lip. It's a really cool finish on it. And then we also did the gold accents. Gold accents are going to play off the natural interior really well, especially since this car is a convertible. You'll be able to see that all together, and it's just those small details that I think make a big difference. But how nice looking is this wheel? This is the LM101 with MV. The guys always knock it out of the park for us. So I'm going to get these tires mounted. We've got a new set of Michelin 345, 25, 21 ZPs. If you guys aren't aware, the 4S's now are all run flats. I don't know what's going on in the supply chain, but we can't get the standard 4S's anymore. They're all the run flat versions, and all the cars are being delivered with either the all-season run flats like on the E-Ray, or we're getting the regular run flat for the standard Z06 and Z07. So I'm gonna get these mounted today and hopefully slip them on the car. I'll show you guys that as we put them on, and it'll be the first time the car's on the ground with the new wheels and tires ready to get shipped to South Dakota. So this is it. This is our first one going to South Dakota. When this car arrived, if you guys recall, this was just a standard Z06. It did not have the Z07 package on it. What we did for the client is we lowered it, obviously, did all of the carbon Z07 components, including the canards, rear wing, the front grille trim, and also the mirrors. And then, of course, we did our carbon ceramic option from Triton Motorsports. If you guys are considering a carbon ceramic upgrade, get a hold of us. We definitely want you to run a set of these. These are amazing. And also the dust on them is phenomenal. So keep that in mind when you run a carbon ceramic, a lot less dust compared to the standard steel product. But most importantly, the biggest impact I think we made with this car was our label LM101 wheels. These ones were finished with the brushed clear lip and then a satin black with a gold accent, and then obviously our carbon fiber paint. We are running the factory 345, 275 Michelin's on it, so everything fit really well. Drove the car, sounds really good. Obviously, with the sound, we had to do our titanium exhaust. You guys have seen this in other YouTube episodes. This has been a really popular one for us. Clients really love the sound of it. I love the look of it. Overall, it's just a really good fit finish, and really, I think, caps this car off. Now, one other thing that we did do that I forgot was our clear tail lamps, and I think that kind of pulls everything together, getting rid of that red in the back. That clear kind of plays off of the lip of the car, and overall makes a really nice package. So we're really happy with how the car turned out. I know the client's very excited about this. I think it's his first modern supercar, so he's excited to get his hands on it and drive it this summer. And if you guys are in the South Dakota area and you see this car out, make sure you snap a couple shots, post it to our IG so we can share it on our story. We'd love to see where our cars end up. The truck's here to pick it up, take it to South Dakota. But before we let it go, we can't let it go without you guys hearing our exhaust one more time. So I'm gonna hop in, give you guys some sound of that, and take it down to the truck.